start a live chat. See who shows up. Turn the camera off because ain't nobody wants to see my ugly bug. So, well, I've already got 2 watching. I don't know who's out there. So, howdy, folks. Phoenix, Sandhills, Black Cat, Travis. I'm getting a full house quick. How y'all doing? Hey, RL, would you like a link, my friend? I'm going to send you one whether you want one or not. Because I'm a dick like that. There we go. Found you quick enough there. Here you go. Link is on its way. Now then. Hey, Bob. How you doing, buddy? You don't have to work. In fact, you can tell your boss that the outlaw said you could go home. And he's going to pay you double time for it. And if you don't like it, he'll get over it. Bob, I will shoot you a link as well. Because we can never have enough Bobs in the outlaw chats. Always got to have a biker Bob in here.
What's up there, Hatfield?
What's going on, Bubba?
Just getting ready to run in here and get a cup of coffee.
Well, I'll take mine black. No cream, no sugar.
All right.
I figure if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it right.
There you go. We got about an hour left to get back to the yard. I had to pull over for a minute. I'm beat.
Yeah, well, who is this? John Anderson. Okay, well, John Anderson just sent me his email address. Oh, thank you. Hey, Philo, how you doing, buddy? Vanessa, how are you? Lord, we have got ourselves a full group. Sandhills. Okay, now it makes sense. You know what I'm going to do? Watch this, Sandhills. Watch this. You're going to enjoy this. This is what we do on these late night chats. See, I don't invite certain people. Ain't no sense in it. I just put the link right out in YouTube and let anybody that wants to come in jump in.
You'll let anybody in here. Fuck, I'm in here.
Yeah. No fucks given here at all.
I'm a regular and I'm an asshole. So.
Yeah. I guess it takes one to know one. So there's
Phoenix said it on the chat. Once you go Black Cat, you never go back.
Yeah, well, don't expect me to be petting you behind your ear or anything, dude. I assure you that will not be happening.
Oh, come on. You scratch me right and I'll purr.
That's what I'm afraid of. The only person I want purring for me is my girlfriend. It's one of those things.
Well, you should be able to take care of that. I mean, if you know how to pet a pussy right.
Yeah, well, I wasn't trying to go there, but since you did.
It's a late night chat. We're going. This is going to get found no matter what. Might as well get it over with early.
Oh,
You know,
whoa,
what's
whoa.
Gary today? Oh no, Gary's chat's on Saturday. That's right. He does foul territory on. No, he usually does it on Friday. I thought.
Hold on, Sandhills. We're gonna try something here. I ain't real
Oh
sure
boy,
how it's gonna work, but
I'm
we're gonna
scared.
try something. Well, no, he wants a link, and I'm gonna have to send it to him via email. And
Well, if you
sometimes sometimes my email screws up.
no.
And I don't know why. It's starting to piss me off. But we are going to.
All right. Well, I will be back in a minute anyway. I gotta run in here and grab some coffee. So, give me 5. I'll be right back.
Does anybody else want coffee while he's at it? He's
I'm
paying.
taking order. Hey. Can't afford that. I just bought a new gun today.
Oh, we're going to talk about that when you get back.
All right. See you in a few.
Yep. There you go. I sent it to you via email there, John. And if that don't work, I will do it like this as well.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, Bob. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
A little sore from work, but other than that, I'm okay, I guess.
Yep. Been
The
there.
back's giving me some fits tonight. So
Yeah. Well, my normal routine for the last 20 years I worked in a lumberyard was I'd come home, I'd run the hottest bath I could stand and soak in there for about an hour just so I could, muscles would loosen up enough I could move around.
I don't know. They've got this wonderful incentive program at work. When first shift don't do a damn thing, we get to do their jobs too.
Oh, hell yeah. That's normal. I mean,
Yeah.
that's normal with any business that has different shifts, right? Like, we were a lumberyard, but because we were open for more than 8 hours at a time, you had two shifts, kind of, right? One came in the morning early, got shit ready, and then worked in the morning, and then the other shift came in at noon and stayed there until late night. Well, so they each had different things to do, right? Same kind of thing, right? The night shift didn't do what they were supposed to do. The morning shift didn't do what they were supposed to do. That was sucked. But yeah, that's kind of work, right?
Yeah, it is what it is, and we just have to deal with it, I guess, Bob.
Too true. Life is life, man. Hey, you know what? The best part is after you've lived that hard working life for 30 years or so, married, had kids. Actually, been married for 30 years, had kids, worked through all that. And the fucking crazy woman, well, I think they actually go crazy at some point. And yeah, then they want to take all your stuff. Nuts. Life sucks and then you die. That's about where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, there's a little downer thing there, eh?
Yeah, just something to think about.
Well, if you're young, yeah, it is. I mean, I don't know. I'd love to be able to give young married men advice that would mean that their marriage would last forever, but I don't know what the hell I did wrong. So,
Well, here's one piece of advice that I will give them. if you're a young guy and you want to get married, make sure the girl you're marrying don't have a problem with firearms. That's the first thing.
Oh yeah, that's an important thing actually.
Well, that's. I could not be with a woman that looked at me and said, "Okay, it's either me or the guns." Bye.
I actually was like that with cats and dogs and trucks and motorcycles. It was like, you don't like me riding a motorcycle? Fuck you. So I was like that with a lot of things.
It's just part of who I am, and I'm not going to change who I am for anybody. So
yeah, sometimes you get the right kind. It'll be like, yeah, okay, I'll kind of like change my opinion on this, but not this, or this, right? And then after a while, it's like, wow, you should change on this too. And it's like, no, and you end up getting divorced. So yeah, never compromise. Never give them an inch, because as soon as you give them an inch, like a bump stock, they're gonna take a mile. They said that themselves.
yeah. There's Sandhills. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, I finally made it. It took me a while to get smarter than my phone.
Well, they call them
Thanks for the
smartphones
invite.
for a reason.
Yeah, and you don't have to be very smart to be smarter than me.
Ouch.
You know, the really sad part is, though, I bet you could start a fire without a match.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, I could start a fire without a match.
Yeah, most kids who are really good with smartphones can't.
Well, that's because I think everybody that's on this panel probably has been around a few more years than smartphones.
Oh yeah, just a few. I actually one time started a fire with ice, and it can be done.
All right, Alice, we're shooting some bull here.
Nope. Shit you not. It took me quite a while to do it, and I froze my damn hands off, but it works. I had a guy tell me that I could do it. He showed me how.
Did he tell you how to call squirrels by banging two rocks together?
No, he didn't, and I've never seen that one done.
Did he tell you if you rubbed like spruce sap on your nose, deer couldn't smell you?
Nope.
Okay, just saying.
No. You have to focus. You have to take a piece of ice. You form it until it's sort of like a magnifying glass, and you focus sunlight through it.
Okay, now if you're in a grid down situation, where are you getting this clear ice that you can turn into a magnifying glass?
Luckily for us, I lived in a place where that was not a problem when I was a kid. All kinds of thin, clear ice around in West Virginia.
Oh, okay. Special situation. Yeah, okay. I can kind of see that. That actually, it's technically possible, and it's great if you got the skill to do that.
I couldn't do it again if I freaking tried. That's one of those one in a lifetime things, brother. I did it once.
I kind of want to go back to that comment about rubbing the juniper sap on your nose. I don't know if that's going to keep the deer from smelling me, but I bet it keeps me from smelling the deer.
That's kind of the joke. When I was a kid, my family and a bunch of other families used to go camping, and this was like camping, right? They'd drive their vehicles as far north as they could, find some really remote lake that nobody had ever fished at, and go fishing there for like 3 weeks. And like one of the adults was really good at keeping the kids busy so the adults could sit around the campfire and drink beer and shoot the shit and not have to worry about like 8-year-old ears overhearing them making jokes and talking about people, right? So he would convince the kids that they could go and catch squirrels by banging two rocks together. So he'd tell them, you get these two rocks, you can call squirrels, and it kind of sounded like a squirrel. Of course, to a squirrel, it was like fucking run away. So he'd all these kids would be out all running through the campground with these rocks trying to call squirrels. And then he also had this thing: is if you want to sneak up on a deer, you got to put this pine sap on your nose, which like you could not get it off. Your skin had to come off eventually. It was horrible. He was just a nasty, nasty man. Funniest guy I ever met.
Oh Lord, Bob, and your stories.
Oh man, I've got a video. Well, not a video. It was an 8mm sound, like no sound movie of my dad in his probably like mid 40s. Somehow he got talked into going water skiing, and this is back in the 60s. And he's behind this mahogany boat with a 33 horsepower Johnson. I remember that. And it was like so old that if you wanted to go backwards, you had to actually go back there and turn the engine around. It didn't have reverse. It was just freaking hilarious. And the boat would sink every night because it's cedar boat and it would leak, or cedar mahogany, whatever it was.
Hey, can you do you still have access to that boat?
No, God, no.
Damn it! I need to have a boating accident.
That was 50 years ago, dude. No, but anyway, this guy's got my dad up, and my dad, first time ever, give him credit for this. No life belt, can't swim. He's in swim trunks that he's probably only worn once in his life in the past, 50 years. And he's wearing a white T-shirt because he'd never take his T-shirt off. Don't know why, but he just never did. And he gets up on the skis, first try, right? He's up on the skis and he's staying behind the boat like, hey, I'm skiing, right? And my mom told me this story. Like, she's filming on the 8mm Kodak camera, which was a film camera, not a video camera. And my dad's best friend who's driving the boat turns and says, you want to see him fall? And my mom goes, yeah. So he starts whipping this boat around in a circle, and you see my dad. He's in the wake. He's in the wake. Oh, crap. He's over the wake, and he's going really fast. He's going really fast. And there's one hand on the rope, and he's just barely hanging on, and then he just, like, wipes out. My mom missed part of the best part, of course, because she was the worst camera person ever. But the funniest shit, and I watched this when I was a kid, right? And I have the film now. I got to turn it into digital because that's gold. But yeah, it's the funniest thing ever. And that was my dad's buddy who one day showed up at our house in an airplane because he'd got his pilot's license somehow. And it was a two-seater, what was it called? A Sataba. It kind of looked like a Piper Cub or like a Cub type airplane, but it was aerobatic apparently. I hope it was aerobatic because he did aerobatics. But he landed in the field behind my parents' house and then just taxied over and said, hey, how's it going? Blah, blah, I got an airplane, blah, blah, blah. And they went and had a few beers and sat, we ate, and then, a little time after supper, he said, oh, we got a couple hours of daylight left. Anybody want to go for a flight? And we're all like, yeah. And he went and took us up and flew us around in his airplane, did all kinds of aerobatics and shit. It was fucking crazy. Nowadays, I think about, my God, I know he had at least 8 or 9 beer with my dad, and who knows how many he had before he left home in the morning. God, it was great growing up in those days.
Yep. Gunpowder. I sent you a link over on the gun channel side if you want to jump in here. You can pass it on to Tardot. Where the hell's Alan at? Is Alan even awake tonight? I haven't seen him in the chat, but I'm going to shoot him a link too, just in case
Has Vanessa ever been in the chats? I mean, she's always in the externals.
You know, I've never had Vanessa on. She's welcome to jump in anytime she wants to. You know.
I know, because she's always got good points. I mean, she's a pretty smart person. Seems like.
Are you crushing a little bit there, Bob?
Excuse me. Oh my God, dude. Oh, I sound like a teenage girl there for a minute.
Yes, you did.
Many of them around right now. It's horrible. My girlfriend has a bunch of, well, she has a daughter who's like, I don't know, 18, 19, something like that. But her friends are all like about the same age, and they're hanging around all the time. It's fucking driving me nuts.
Well, don't you have like your own little space to go work in or something to get away from it?
Oh yeah, no, I got a basement workshop that's like pretty cool. It's grungy and cold, and yeah, it's perfect.
Okay, I can handle grungy. Cold, I can't handle.
I don't know, it's not bad. Just, wear your long johns, put a park on, and I mean, mostly it's just for doing welding and sitting. Well, right now I'm sitting down there now because I'm on the computer, which is probably a stupid thing. I have my welder, grinder, and everything in the same room as my laptops, and my solar.
Vanessa says she's just going to hang in the audience. Like I said, Vanessa, anytime you decide you want to jump on, you just let me know, and I will send you a link.
Yeah, no, I know why she doesn't want to. I think she's married and doesn't want her husband to find that she's hanging out with a bunch of reprobates like us.
Is Gunpowder still there? Who was that? That's somebody. Is that you, Ian? Ariel?
Yeah, I was seeing. How's the audio sound on this? This is kind of like my backup pair of headphones here.
Yeah, it sounds good. You're fine.
Okay. I don't know if this would sound better than the Bluetooth in my truck or not.
Now the party's starting.
How's it going, fellas?
Are you driving, Gunpowder?
Is this a strict question?
No.
Yes.
Oh. Well, you're Ubering again?
I'm Ubering the hell out of this state. No, I'm just kidding. It's just the city.
Well, have you made any money tonight?
I have, but I haven't got any tips, and I haven't had a ride in like 20 minutes, so I am saying forget it until about 2 o'clock.
Well, that gives you. That's
when all the drunks go home.
Oh well, I forget you're not. You're in Texas, aren't you?
Yeah,
So
I'm in Texas.
About an hour.
Yeah, I got an hour to BS and not really do much.
I watched part of your video today. That live thing you did.
I don't even remember what I did. Oh, about the T-shirts. Okay.
Yeah. I was at work and couldn't catch the whole thing, but I did catch part of it.
That's all right. I was just showing off my pink tactical nipple shirt, and I got Josma's or Gun Gal, or wait, I don't remember what shirt I got actually. I think it's just the pistol turquoise shirt, and then I ordered Roll Call a shirt because he won one for when he gets to Tulsa. So I was like, I got you. So they came in the mail. I was like, well, shit. I knew that they were going to come this quick. I would have just saved myself $20.
If you're going to be ordering shirts for anybody that wants one in Tulsa, then I'm going to put my order into you.
Well, I leave next Thursday. So they're $15.49 each plus shipping and handling.
I don't care what they cost as long as you're ordering them for me.
I'll totally order it. As long as you're going to pay me
gotta
back.
Pay for it?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah. I'm going to give these things out for free.
I thought you were just being super nice to everybody and getting everybody a T-shirt.
Hey, watch it with the N word, okay? I've got a reputation upholding. Nice is not one of those things I want to be known for.
Oh.
Oh, boy. Gary, late.
Anyway, I caught the beginning of your show today, and I love the part where Tardot just decided to jump in. That was great.
Yeah, he had like farted right before I went live, and I was like, "Are you done? Because I don't want you farting while I'm live." And so, of course, I go live, and he's like, "Can you believe that she told me I can't fart?" I was like, "Really? Just throw me off, jackass."
Hey, you got to have the comedic element in there.
Listen, he's a character, that's for sure.
It's also true that it's not good for you to repress a fart or a belch.
No, but he could, walk into another room so the microphone ain't gonna pick it up. Because I know if it had been on my video, someone would sit there and be like, "Gunpowder, did you just fart?" No, I did not. That was my husband being all rude. At
Well,
least I'll walk out of the room.
Hey, there's more
it's-
room out.
I've had them sneak out where there wasn't time to walk out of the room. I mean, I've had them just like out of the blue. What? And I'm like, what the? Ow! So really,
I got you. I got you.
You gotta let that pressure off. It's common knowledge. If you hold that in, they'll travel up your spine, straight to your brain, and that's where shitty ideas come from.
That's true. That's true. I gotta save Tardot from having those shitty ideas. Those usually get me in trouble.
that's
Hey,
actually,
babe, let's do this.
I like that theory.
I do too.
I think we ought to put it to a test.
I think we should put it on a t-shirt.
That'd be a good one. Yeah. Repressing a fart leads to shitty ideas.
Yep. I'd wear it.
I'll wear any t-shirt though.
I was about to
There's
say,
gotta be-
there's probably nothing that I won't wear, really.
The shirt's got to say the whole process, though, because if you just say repressing a fart leads to shitty ideas, people are going to be like, "What?"
Hey, you
But
know what
if you
Then you get to
but if you say the whole process, then they'll understand why.
and then when they go, what kind of shitty ideas? You'll say like repealing the Second Amendment. I mean,
Less guns equals less crime.
I just come up with a great idea.
When you take away guns, criminals won't get them. Yeah, that really works, people. Yep, you're super bright. Yeah, what?
Gunpowder. I got an idea.
Ooh, I like ideas.
You know how we're always picking on Night Strike about the blue dress, right?
Yeah.
So we need to find a red dress for Tardot.
He would love it. He likes the color
Okay.
red.
Okay.
And I don't put it past him to put it on.
Well, no, I'm not done though.
Oh, there's more.
Yeah, red dress, some girders. Have him a little 1911 strapped to the girder on his leg there.
Wait, that means I got to share the 1911.
wait a minute. Outlaw, do you
Hold
actually
up.
mean garters?
Yeah, garters. There you
It's
go,
not like
garters.
it's on a bridge.
Yeah, garters. Thank you.
Well, I'm
Listen, the thigh holders that hold up your pistol. I speak outlaw. I got you.
I got to make up for that American education system you guys apparently have been saddled with.
Hey, I'm not a woman. I don't wear the shit, so I don't know.
I'm a woman, and I don't wear the shit either. Tardot bought me two, and I ain't never used them.
Like I learned about garters on TV shows in the 1950s.
Slim, you walked into a world of shits. What you walked into, brother?
Yeah, we went down a rabbit hole. My bad.
No, it's true. No, I'll check. It was me. I went off on him because he said girders instead of garters.
Well,
Sorry.
garters.
Go ahead.
She knew what I meant. That's all that matters.
I speak outlaw. I totally understood where you were going.
Thank you very much. Anyway,
So
Yeah.
red dress, garters with a 45 hanging off the garter.
yeah, or inside the
Dude,
45 is going to hang on a garter.
yeah, a 45
It's
is
too heavy.
down the leg. It's going to be.
Well, find something else. I'm sure you got a small pistol laying around there somewhere.
Now, if you
Listen, I've got the 380 that I can just put the black grips on, or he's got his SIG 9mm. I think it's the P220 or something. I don't know. I don't pay attention to those freaking number details. I just know it's pretty. That's all I care.
Yeah, see there.
perfect.
Put a wig on him, dial him up a little bit.
No,
I got a rainbow wig.
Yeah,
I can just make it a rainbow wig.
be perfect is a little 2-shot Derringer, like a little 2-shot 45 ACP Derringer just hanging off
There you go.
belt.
And then what
that
you
would
take
hang there.
you take a picture of it with him pulling up the this dress, showing off the gun, and then you make a shirt like that.
With like his silhouette or his actual picture.
That's going to lead to trouble because if he's pulling that dress up very far, he's going to be showing off the wrong gun. Let's not do this.
I'm pretty sure that's X-rated.
Rethink our process here. Ain't nobody want to see that.
Well, not that gun anyway.
I don't even want to see the other thing that you were describing.
Well, that's not really very nice to say. I'm sure some people would like to see it. There's probably all kinds of researchers and, STD researchers who would like to see what it looked like after all those years. I don't know. Just saying. Well, that was
Wait a minute. Did you just say Tardot had an STD?
Yeah, what the hell?
I'm just saying they might want to look at it to see what one looked like when it didn't have it. I don't know. I'm just saying that anybody who's like one of those researchers would go, oh, a whole bunch of pictures of somebody's junk? Sure, I'll look at it. Because, you got to realize if you're in that kind of job, you're kind of weird.
I misheard that. I thought you said STP. I thought Tardot was listening to really good music.
STP? Well, no, it was a terrible oil.
Hey, look, I was not trying to make RL purr at all.
I don't know why you keep picking on him. That's all I can figure out.
Who, me?
No, on Tardot.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because, see, Tardot's got...
I don't know why.
The problem with Tardot is every time I do one of these shows, no matter what time of day it is, whether it's the 6 o'clock show on Tuesday, the 11 o'clock show on Monday, or a late night show, the man's asleep. All he does is sleep.
Did you ever
Tell me about it.
No, I'm actually.
Tell me about it.
It might not be him. It might just be you guys put him to sleep.
Listen, I ain't done nothing to make the man tired, so don't even try it with that excuse. That's all him.
Wait a minute. Are you saying my shows are boring? Is that what you're trying to imply?
No, I'm not saying that your shows are boring. I'm just saying that he's one tired fella. He's always sleeping. Actually, usually he's driving, and so by the time that he gets home from driving 8 to 12 hours a day, he's like, well, get this, babe, I'm going to go lay down. And I'm like, okay, love you, see you later. And then usually, like, the kid takes a nap, and I'm like, okay, babe, I'm headed out. I'll see you later.
You know what? I mean, a lot of people would go, oh, well, he's just sitting there driving. And I
Man, I don't even make it 4 hours. My back hurts, my ass hurts, my legs hurt. I'm like, fuck this shit. I ain't driving around wasting my gas. I could go home and sit at home until it goes ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, and that's not the worst of it, right? It's not the sore back, the sore ass, everything else. It's the concentrating. Because in order to drive safely, you have to actually concentrate all the time. That's
why I'm getting a headache.
Yeah.
I got to concentrate.
Yeah.
And not cuss people out. Yeah.
Don't worry about that.
Totally get it.
I quit doing that years ago. It's not worth it.
I'm 10.5 hours into driving this piece of shit tonight, and I'm still going.
Man. I want to talk about driving pieces. I've driven like 1-ton trucks that by the time I got them to the yard after 9 hours of driving, the outside dual wheels were blown out, but I didn't have spares, and there was no towing where I was, and I finished up, and it was running on 6 of 8 cylinders, burning through 2 quarts of oil every hour.
Bob's butt is sore because of his late night romps with Bigfoot.
Yeah, no, I'm actually pretty close to you. There isn't too many Bigfoots around here. Although we do have Boggy Creek. Is about maybe 100 miles away from me right now. You've heard of the legends of Boggy Creek?
Well, no, I was just replying to Phoenix's comment out there.
Aren't you in Canada, Bob?
Yep. Well,
Yeah, prime Sasquatch country.
not by choice. I would be in the U.S. right now, except I've got an ex-wife and she's trying to destroy me because she's miserable because she divorced me and that was a boo-boo.
Ex-wives are always miserable.
Yeah, and I don't understand why. It's, you know, I just went, okay, fuck you, I'm walking away. I'm gonna take my pension, my truck. I'm gone.
Okay, let's.
Well, that's why she's mad, because you done walked away with all of that sugar daddy money, and she's like, "Oh man, I done messed up. Now I got to tell him I'm sorry." That's why she's pissed.
Fuck no, she had a $500,000 house. My pension wasn't worth that much. She's just mad because I didn't get all depressed and commit suicide or something.
Oh, she got mad because you didn't get butthurt over it?
Yeah, I just kind of got, okay.
Well, tell her that someone lit the fuse on her tampon and she needs to get a fire extinguisher and put it out.
Yeah, well,
Damn. You have a way with words. You have a way with words there, good man.
No,
I think it's important to be able to talk to somebody and insult them without having to yell at them or cuss them out. That's why I tell Midnight all the time, go suck a fart out of a unicorn's butt.
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel that's completely acceptable. I have no problems with that. I just can't communicate with her at all. I mean, she's like, it's gotten terrible. And man, I don't want that. This is a big downer, and I don't want to talk about that now. So, you know, let's.
So,
hey,
how's everybody else doing on Friday?
Well, hey, what we're going to talk about right now is somebody in the panel has got a new gun today.
Got a new gun.
Who?
RL.
Sweet. What'd you get?
I picked up my Security 9 today, my new Ruger.
Freaking nice.
Now, is that a revolver?
Somehow.
That's weird because most of the Ruger security stuff's been what, the Security 6.
Yep.
And they were both revolvers.
Yep, the new one they made is a Security 9, so it's a 9mm. It's about the size of a Glock 19.
That's pretty cool. I'm gonna have to get me one of them bad boys.
With the Hawkeye, where it used to be a full-shot pistol, and then they rebranded it as their bolt-action rifle. And now the Security series used to be revolvers, and now they're coming out with the Security series that's an auto. Since it's 9mm, they call it Security 9.
Makes sense.
I got to play with one in the gun store the other day, and it feels like a pretty solid little gun. Not really little; it's a full size. I think 15+1. But for under $340, doesn't seem like you could go wrong.
I paid $328 out the door. That's tax and everything for mine.
Not bad, dude. How's the sights on it?
Not bad.
Uh-huh.
They're actually kind of similar to a Glock sights on it, you know. You can tell it's aimed squarely at the Glock 19. Like, I held it side by side with a Glock 19 in the gun shop, and I've heard other people say it too. I'm pretty sure they can share holsters. But unlike the Glock, when I bring this up and press it out, you know, like you do your presentation, when I press forward with it, I'm not pointing at the freaking sky like I am with a Glock. So it doesn't have that weird kind of grip angle to it.
Well, you were saying that the Ruger felt solid in your hand. I have noticed, and I say it all the time, Rugers don't make pistols or handguns, call them what you will. They make handheld tanks. You could run over one of these things with a semi, and I don't think it would hurt it. I'm not going to test that, of course. But
I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. Hopefully, here as soon as I get through Easter, I can get out there and get a couple hundred rounds through. We'll see how she holds up. But I don't know. I'm happy with it. We'll see how it runs. I don't know if it'll be a carry gun or not. It's about the size I like for a carry gun. It'd take a lot to kind of supplant my CZ, but we'll see how it works.
I don't know. I'd be hard pressed to find one to replace a CZ, though.
I do wish they'd put one out, though, that doesn't have a thumb safety. But Ruger doesn't ever like to put something out that doesn't have a thumb safety.
No, but here's the thing with the thumb safety on it. They designed it right. The recent one I have and the one that I think it was Gorillas and Guns I was talking to about it before. To engage the thumb safety takes a lot of effort. Like you got to actually get your thumb up under it and push up. But to take it off takes almost no effort at all. It slides right off. So if you don't want to use it, it's not going to accidentally engage. Like I don't see any way. If you leave that safety off, there's no way it's gonna engage on its own in a holster or something like that. So I'm just probably not going to use it myself. But I mean, if it's something that you like, it's there as an option, I guess.
Well, see, that's always been my thing. If you have a problem with manual safeties on a handgun, and you find a handgun you like, but it's got a manual safety, but you don't have to use it. I've got that SAR 9mm. It's got a manual safety on it. I never engage it. I don't see any sense. It's got a 10 to 12 pound double action pull on it.
I think it depends on the gun, though. If it's a single action like a 1911, then you're not going to carry it unless it's engaged. But that's why, as much as I like 1911s, it's not my preferred carry gun just because of the fact of the thumb safety, and everything that I've got doesn't have one. So I would completely have to retrain my hands in order to switch over and start carrying a 1911, even though I do love the 1911s.
Well, see, here's the thing, though. If you once you train with that 1911 and it becomes second nature to draw it and hit that thumb safety, you'll do it with every gun that you've got. You'll pull it out and that thumb automatically come out, even if the safety's not there. You'll do it automatically.
Yeah, well, I carry the high power, like cock lock with the safety on it. Yeah, I'm just gonna. That's not a problem. Safety.
Sure, and I'm not saying that it's not good. I'm just saying personally, I like the gun, but I've never had one of my own, and I've never had one to carry or spend a lot of time with. So my muscle memory isn't there, or my habit isn't there to sweep my thumb like that.
All right. Well,
so anything that I buy is most likely not going to have thumb safety.
Yeah, I now have a SIG P250 that I'm probably going to carry next time I'm down south. And that's going to be, completely different, right? Because double action only. But I've played with it. It really shouldn't be a problem. I mean, my thumb can sweep all at once. There's nothing there, but that's not going to keep me from pulling the trigger. So, yeah. I think it's cool.
Well, I think that's the easier conversion to make, though, to go from a gun with a thumb safety and you're used to that to one without it, because your thumb can do that and it doesn't matter. It's kind of like if you grow up driving, a 5-speed transmission and then you hop into an automatic, that left foot wants to find that clutch pedal. It's not there. It doesn't really hurt anything.
Yep. Yeah. And yet, somebody who's never driven one with the clutch pedal, they pretty much can't drive them.
Right. It's a lot harder to go the other direction if you learned on an auto and then to go to a manual transmission. And if you learned or got proficient mostly with no thumb safety, then to go to one, Yeah, it's there's no right or wrong. It's just what you're used to. Practice is
Yeah,
always the key.
Yeah.
I went back and forth because I went from carrying a revolver to a 1911 to my old, a different 1911, and then my Star, and then a CZ. And the first CZ I carried in single action with the Everbat cocked and locked. And then I switched when I got my P95. I went to a double action with just a decocker, and that's what I've carried for the most part. And every once in a while, I still revert back to my little Fire Star. But I always, like you said, I started out my first semi-autos training with like a 1911. I'm used to sweeping, even if it's a double action pistol. My thumb still rides up high where the thumb safety is. So I'm used to I've learned to do that, you know.
I just stepped on some Glock lovers' toes out in the chat. That's okay.
Glock boys.
Yeah.
Don't be hating on my Glock. It's done everything I've ever asked it to do.
Oh yeah, no, they're just like a Chevy pickup truck, right? They'll work until they're broke, and then they, it's like parts.
Long live the square body.
Whoa. What is wrong with a Chevy?
The cams stuff aren't case hardened, and
you are on your own, Bob.
If I had feelings right now, they'd totally be hurt, sir.
Well, you know what? I don't think Chevy. I've always been anti-Chevy. I owned one GM vehicle that was a 1956 Pontiac with a blue flame engine. And it was cool. It worked good. Pulled it out of a field, and I drove it for a couple of years and then sold it for $50. Same thing I paid for it, but it never impressed me. Whereas all my Dodges, all my Fords impressed me in certain ways. Some negatively, some positively. Chevys were just so generic. It was like everybody and their dog had a Chevy. Everybody had a Trans Am. Everybody had a, it was just like, it's a generic vehicle. I want to be different. And also, generally all the hot run magazines and everything like that said, Chevys are good. It's cheap. It's the way they make horsepower. But, if you really want to go fast, you go with this or this. Nowadays, Chevy
it's more about reliability, because my dad, he's got a 91 Chevy. I think it's a Silverado. But it's got over 600,000 miles on it. And it's still kicking. Still working.
Oh,
that's a badass truck.
I knew couriers who used their truck for courier stuff, who had beautiful looking, pristine 70s trucks that had 1 million miles on them. And you know what? When he phoned GM and said, "Hey, I got 1 million miles on this truck, you guys, and he showed him pictures, and it was pristine, right? He'd washed it every week, and repainted it a couple times. It was like nice. And they said, "Oh, great! Thanks for buying our product. Hope you buy some more."
Oh no, my dad at 500,000, he sat there and had a dude ask him if he would, trade it in, because they haven't seen one that's got its. I think it was closer to 600,000, but they haven't seen it with the original engine and everything at that many miles. And my dad was like, "Well, how much would you give me towards a new one?" And they're like, "Well, we give you book value." And my dad's like, "Yeah, no, that ain't gonna work."
Oh yeah, they want to give you $1,000.
Yeah.
Really? That's like less than I paid for it new, and now you want like $60,000 for a new fucking truck.
Well, my dad got it for free, so that would still be a win. But with the stuff that he's added to it, it's not even, worth his time. Because my dad loves his truck more than I'm pretty sure he loves his own kids.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh no! There can be that. I know people like that with Fords. I know people like that with. I'm not really like that, but I do have some vehicles I have a little more for. But
no, I totally want my dad's truck because I took it when I was 16. I didn't have a driver's license. I got my ass whooped over that truck. So I told him that, if he ever gets rid of it, I want it. And he looked at me and laughed at me because I already had my kids. And he was like, that's funny. And I was like, what? He's like, I'm giving it to my boy, which of course is my 3-year-old son. And I was like, that's fucked up, dude. I got my ass whooped for that truck and my son's going to get it. He's like, yeah. Jackass. Yeah. That's my daddy for you, though.
Yeah, kind of. Well, it's a dad and grandpa thing at the same time.
Yeah, because he always wanted a boy, but he ended up with 3 girls, so he finally got that boy when I gave him a grandson that just acts just like my dad. Ornery, rotten.
Yep.
Does what he wants. Yeah, that's my dad for you.
Yeah, that's my son.
That's my dude. Yeah. I want to beat my kids sometimes, and my dad will sit there and jump in and be like, you ain't whooping him. Yeah, I am. He's like, you whoop him, I'm going to whoop you. Excuse me, I'm 32 years old, and I am his mother. I think I'm allowed to whoop my kid. And then my dad gives me a look, and I'm like, you know what? When your papa ain't looking, I'm whooping your butt. Still scared of my daddy. Those butt whoopings hurt.
I'm not anymore. Mine's been dead for a while. But I think
I'd still be scared because my dad's the ornery ass person that he'll sit there and hump my ass if I don't do something that he wants me to do. So yeah, that's what I'm dealing with.
My dad would just I'm not going to talk to you anymore, right? When I was 42 or something, he called me stupid in front of my kids, and I went like, "Don't call me stupid." Like in front of my kids, and I said, you should apologize for that. And he threw me out of his house at 10 o'clock at night, and I was like 6 hours from home, and I had my kids.
What?
Yeah. So I was like, okay, fuck you.
No shit.
Yeah. And then we didn't talk, and then he died. Well, we talked just before he died, so it wasn't that bad. But yeah. But that's the thing is, like me and him we hadn't talked for 10 years before that because we'd get in arguments, right? Because we're both the same. And you're bullheaded people. And I'm not going to apologize because he should apologize. And he was like, I'm not going to apologize. He should apologize. My mother always used to be the go-between, but then when we lost her, it was like, now there's just 2 of us. And, yeah, so, but it did work out in the end. I got to go and, give him a kiss before he died and that kind of shit. And yeah. Boy, keep your parents close to you if you can. I mean, they might be assholes and jerks and shit like that, but every moment you miss with them is a moment you'll regret eventually.
Absolutely. I'd rather argue with my mama than not be able to argue with her. Yeah. My daddy usually sits there and jumps in and tells us we're both being ridiculous, and yeah, I'm just like my mom, so I totally get where you're coming from.
No, there's some, like, you wouldn't believe how many times afterwards you go, oh, I wish I could phone Dad and tell him, about this. I'm doing this. Or,
Whoa. Phone Dad? Bob? Yeah. They had phones back then?
Yeah, you had to ring the operator. Number was 343 for my parents.
You must be, your family must be immortal or almost immortal.
No. Yeah. My grandpa fought in World War I. My dad fought in World War II, and I'm still alive because I got born late. That's all it is.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Bob, you were around when the last T-Rex died, okay? We know this.
Right. And it wasn't a T-Rex by the time that basic dinosaur model died out. It was Playalian something or other. And yeah, it was not nearly as big, but it still had a lot of teeth.
I guess you named it yourself, huh?
Nope. Oh, there's some name for it, but I'm not gonna.
It was a Bobsaurus by the time it died out.
Bulbasaurus. That's it. And you know why it died out, right? It had little short arms, so it was like it got really frustrated, and it would just like attack anything like trees, and because it was really frustrated. Because they're
He had an itching nose and just went crazy, right?
Itchy nose. You can't
No,
reach his
that was
pecker.
it.
That
That was
was
it. That was it, Alice. It was an itchy nose he couldn't scratch. That's why he went crazy. Because wouldn't that drive you crazy if you just couldn't scratch your nose?
Yeah, I'd be so mad if I couldn't scratch my nose too and I had short arms. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I'd be much more upset I couldn't reach my pecker. That's just
I think that was a joke, but Alice just was missing it, and I think we were enjoying that fact.
Oh no, I didn't miss it. I caught exactly what you were saying. I was just trying to keep it semi PG around here.
Bob, you gotta remember, Alice is from West
dinosaur.
Virginia.
Yeah. Alice, since when have any of your shows been PG?
I said semi PG.
I was gonna say.
Hey, Gary.
What?
You chime in right there. You could back me up a little bit here.
Yeah, I would if you wasn't so full of shit.
You lost it when you have a tactical cock and a black pussy in your chat just from the beginning, buddy.
This is true. This is true.
And you let Alan B. Pro take over your channel the other day, so
I don't mind letting Alan take over the channel once in a while.
You didn't see all the anime porn he put up? The tentacle stuff? Oh my god, you're gonna get strikes.
Yeah, it'll be okay. Actually,
stick on him, and he just laughed at me.
Actually, I think that most of that wasn't even on air. Honestly, I think when I left, it took it off.
I don't think so. Well, if I saw it, Ellis, that means it wasn't off air.
Well, maybe. I've been looking for it and I couldn't find it, so. Because I wanted to see what the hell y'all was chatting about when I left. It's not Ellis unless it's rated XXX. Thank you, Phoenix. Damn.
Oh, think about that. Think about what Alice just said, right? He said, I wanted to see what you guys were saying about me after I left. So that's like saying,
not what I said.
I'm going to sleep. And then he leaves and then comes back to see, what are they saying about me? That's exactly what you said.
That is not what I said.
Yes.
Wow. I said I wanted to see what y'all were saying after I left. As in, what was the conversation? What was going on?
Like a Britney Spears, maybe a Kardashian thing. What are they saying about me? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
And this is what I get for letting Bob in here.
All right, now that's pretty low. You can call a man a lot of nasty things, but I would draw the line at being called a Kardashian.
All right. Actually, that's true. And I am really sorry, Ellis. That was way below the belt. That was ankle level. I should never have called you that.
All right,
at your lowest, you're Britney Spears before she shaved her head.
Well, I was just thinking he's got kind of the same haircut, so it'd be about like what was that, 2006 Britney Spears?
Well, no, I was going to say before because he's not as crazy as she was, and plus he's a dude, so shaving your head isn't that weird. I do it every spring.
Just your head?
No, I actually shave my beard off too because I got a sweaty head for some reason.
Okay, what about the back and both your arms?
Oh, I don't have to do that, man. I'm actually not a hairy guy, surprisingly.
Look at that chrome dome.
Yeah. Oh, and that's me. Like, I mean, right in the top of my head, I got no damn hair left. I used to have a big mane of hair, but yeah, shit happens. You get old and it falls out.
So I have a question for you guys. Who else is buying guns here in the next little while, or has bought one, other than RL?
Yeah, I can't buy one. I'm thinking of trading my SVT 40 and my SKS to my brother for. He's got a Smith and Wesson. What is that model? It's not Model 10. It's the 6-inch barrel, 357 Magnum, large frame. Oh, what the hell is that model? But it's just a real utilitarian Smith and Wesson. But it's probably only got like 500.
Model 27.
357 Magnum, which is like my favorite.
Okay. I think 27 was A-frame 357.
Yeah. Okay, that's probably what it is. Yeah. And I want that my I'm just gonna have that for an open carry revolver when I'm in Arizona, when I don't feel like carrying the SIG or the Browning. I just like 357, and because I've got my carbine now in Canada, lever action. Oh hell yeah, man! That's perfect combination of just going out and walking around out in the desert.
You know what would be cool? An AR platform chambered in 357 Magnum.
Because it's a rimmed round, it's really tough.
Yeah, I realize that, but if somebody could figure it out, that would be a cool damn gun to have.
I don't know. If I was going to go AR platform, I've been watching some videos, and that 50 Beowulf is just like, man, straight wall cartridge. It'd be easy to reload, and it's just fucking awesome. Well, because the AR has got to be restricted anyway, right? So I can get like a 14-inch barrel 50 Beowulf, and that's basically the same as having a pistol here. I can take it to the gun range, although the big reason to have any kind of gun that's got a capability in Canada is because if it's restricted, you're buying that just for the zombie apocalypse.
Is that the one that fits in a regular AR mag? It just goes in single stack?
I think so, yeah. And it holds like 16 rounds in a regular 30-round magazine or something.
Gotta be lying. I was looking at a 458 SOCOM build. I think a 30-round mag holds like 10 SOCOM.
Right.
So it's probably the same for Beowulf.
Yeah, it's probably 6 or something or less. 8. Yeah, like you're saying. But yeah, it doesn't hold a lot of rounds. And yeah, it's just an awesome round. Like, it's a huge bullet, and it's moving at pretty high velocity. Like, it's pushing the AR platform to its limits, I think. From what I've seen in the videos.
I don't know, man. I've seen ARs chambered in 30-06.
Yeah, 50 Beowulf's probably got more oomph because it's a much bigger bullet.
Oh, it's a fatter bullet. I don't know if it would have more oomph.
No, it's got more weight. It's got more ballistic energy at 100 yards. Oh yeah.
I don't know. We have to look at the ballistics because it's not moving anywhere near as fast as an ON-6.
I don't think that matters. If you look at them, I'll bet you that Beowulf's got way more foot-pounds of energy at 100 yards than the 30-06 does. Just because of the light. Like a 30-06, a heavy bullet's 220 grains. This thing's shooting like a 400 grain bullet. I mean, it is huge. It's like a slug, but it's moving at rifle velocities.
Well, let's look at it here.
All right, y'all. I think it's bedtime. Ellis, thanks for the link. Thanks for having me. Everybody have a good night or a good morning, whichever is the case at your house.
All right. See you, cocky rooster.
Good night.
Night.
Take care, Sandhill.
Yeah, I probably ought to jump off here too. I just jumped on for a minute.
Well, Gary, we were happy to have you for a minute.
Yeah, I was locked on Gizzard, so I just called Sandy. Never mind.
Yeah, I caught that, but that's okay. No, I had fell asleep, took a nap. I woke up and I saw Outlaw was online, so I thought I'd jump in and see what's going on. And I figured I'd give you guys some Glocks to bash for a while, and now that you're done, it's no fun anymore, so I may as well go back to sleep. So.
Oh, well, we'll get back to Glock bashing in all good time.
I gotta get up early in the morning and take my daughter to the city to take a test, so I better get myself back to bed.
Yeah.
Good talking, yeah.
Good talking.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop in and get tart out some cigarettes and take them home and hopefully take my butt to bed if nobody sits there and pops up on my Uber in the next 25 minutes.
Oh, you know, some drunk's gonna call you. It's
probably.
Saturday morning. Oh yeah.
Well, and that's the thing is, it just sits there. I leave it open, and whenever someone needs a ride, it just pops up, and so I don't really have to do anything. I can go sit at home and do nothing and be comfortable than sitting inside this Dodge Journey being uncomfortable.
The best I'm seeing for loaded rounds is a 50 Beowulf with 375 grain bullet, making 27.46 for foot-pounds of energy at 100, and 180 grain 30-06 bullets making 28.50. That's slightly more.
So I'm barely right, but I am right. But at the same time, it was like I thought it was more than that. So I'm actually going to call myself kind of. Oh, I was giving more to that round than it deserved.
It's okay. We all do that from time to time, there, Bob.
The odd six is traveling 1,000 feet per second faster than the Beowulf is.
Oh yeah, I know, and I mean, don't get me wrong, 30-06. I've got a bunch of them. That's my favorite round, right? I got a single shot sniper rifle in 30-06. It's 500 yards, pretty good. And I have semi-automatic 30-06s and stuff like that. I love them. I think it's one of the best rounds in the world.
Well, there is absolutely nothing wrong with 30-06. I've heard people say they're outdated, but they still do the job.
Well, they say they're outdated, but that's, because there's this tiny little bit of performance edge in these new rounds. Yeah, but these rounds are everywhere, and they've been perfected, right? Any kind of new round, there's problems, right? These rounds, we know they're going to work. They're going to go through a moose. They're going to go through a bear. They're going to do their job, incapacitate. Now, whether that's, an animal or a human, we know these rounds work. They've been around that long, and yet, the best they can do is these tiny little, incremental advantages. And for that, you've got to get a new rifle chambered in a new caliber, and that the ammo is kind of available. Yeah. I don't think so.
And a 30-06 has literally killed probably every animal on this planet at one time or another.
Yeah, they've killed elephants. They've killed, pretty much. Yeah, you're right. Everything. You know what else has? You know what's killed the most elephants? 303.
Yeah, 303 Brit.
Yep.
And lions. Lots of lions have died thanks to the 303.
Yep.
You look at 303 ballistically too. It's pretty much right there with the 30-06.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. I mean, all those, like the 8mm Mauser, same thing. That's what they used to think a military caliber was, right? 1,000 yards, it had to still be lethal. Nowadays, it's like, 1,000 yards, yeah, whatever.
What's funny, what I always find funny is everybody goes after the latest and greatest cartridge for the slight edge that it might hold in ballistics, and most people aren't shooting far enough or shoot well enough to even notice the slight edge. Like 6.5 Creedmoor versus I like 7mm08. That just was a cartridge I kind of liked for a long time. The advantage of a 6.5 Creedmoor over the 7mm08 doesn't even really become apparent until you're out past 600 yards, and most people aren't even shooting 200 yards. You know?
I don't think I've ever took a shot over 150 ever.
Actually, at a deer, I'm gonna say I have shot one deer over 200 yards out of all the deer I've ever gotten. Most of my deer have been probably inside 75 yards, truthfully.
Well, I doubt I've ever shot a deer at that distance. I mean, when I said shooting at 150 yards is probably the longest shot, I was just shooting at something. You know, it wasn't an animal. 50 yards is probably the max I've ever shot at a deer.
I've shot steel out, probably 750, 800 yards. I've shot steel. Somewhere in that range was where we had the plates, one shoot we had. My club got steel at 600. I've shot that numerous times. But actually shooting an animal, I hunted with a 30-30 from the time I was 12 till I was like 30 something when I got my 7mm08. I never had a problem with it. I mean, everything you ever shot with it was dead.
No, there is nothing wrong with a 7mm 08. In fact, when I was in my, I guess, mid-20s, I had went into a pawn shop and I found one there that I really liked. And I goofed up. I found another rifle that was oh god, it was a Remington 700 something. It was used, but it was chambered in if I'm not mistaken, it was 308, and I got that one instead. It was $100 and some cheaper. So I wish I went with a 7mm 08 instead, but it is what it is.
See, I always like the 7x57 Mauser round, and 7mm08 is pretty similar to that, really.
Speaking of Mausers, man, that's a gun that has killed a lot of animals too. The 8mm Mauser. That's a gun that's overlooked anymore, or a round that's overlooked anymore for hunting.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of them. There's that 9x 7.3 or something, some Swedish round or something like that was really, really common for hunting. It was like a big, long round. And
9.3 by 73 rim.
Right.
It used to be a big African game cartridge back in the early 1900s.
Yeah, and there's a huge amount there. For a while here in Canada, there's a huge amount of those for sale on the used market. Like, because Europeans had to get rid of their guns, they'd send them to a place that would give them whatever, and then all their hunting rifles would get shipped over here, and here's a bolt-action hunting rifle. You want to buy it, you know? And then it was like, really hard to find ammo for. But they were nice rifles.
I don't know. I don't even own a bolt gun now at all.
Yeah. Well, you know, like I use a single shot H&R 30-06 for just my fun gun with a 20 power Nikon on it. And it'll reach out there pretty far. Like, it's only got a 22-inch barrel. but it's a heavy barrel, and it's single shot, right? So there's nothing to it, and the scope always stays on the barrel, so you don't get any problems when you. But it's just single shot break action, right? So, man, that thing is a tack driver.
Tell you a cool H&R. My dad has one of the H&R break actions in 500 S&W. That's a neat little rifle. I think that one only has like about an 18-inch barrel on it.
Oh, my brother's got one in 4570 that's got about a 26-inch barrel. It's like a Buffalo one. Got Veneer sights and all that shit.
Oh, I want one of those. I could have bought one of them a couple of years ago. I didn't. I was waiting to buy one, and now H&R's out of freaking business. So you can't find them anymore anywhere around here.
Yeah, I know. I mean, there's other companies that started making them that the barrels would interchange and stuff, but pretty hard to find.
Probably found one on Gunbroker.
I haven't seen one pop up. I'll have to check again. That's one I'd like. Those up. It's H&R Buffalo Classic. It's got the long barrel with the peep sights to it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and the thing shoots really well. I mean, but it's 4570, right? It's an arc. Like to shoot at 200 yards, it's kind of ridiculous. But yeah, I like to go out with my little short barreled 30-06 and just like shame my brother because I can like bullseye the target at 200 yards every time, and he's like, I got this big fancy buffalo rifle.
Well, RL, there's one right now on Gunbroker for $450. Plainsman rifle, H&R Buffalo Classic, 20-inch barrel, 4570.
Nice. Might have to take a look on Gunbroker when I get home. Thanks, Alice. You might have just cost me money.
Yeah, it's kind of the short barrel, though. I'd rather get the longer barrel. 4570, you want lots of room to burn that powder in case it's black powder.
I actually have a buddy of mine that has two of them, one in 4570, and the other one he had the chamber reamed out to take 45-110, which is one of the original Sharps Buffalo cartridges.
Yeah.
And I think that's the buy now price. Hold on, let me check.
I had a chance to buy one of those Quigley replica, or they're 4590s. And
they should have been 45-110 also, actually. I think that's what it was in the movie.
No, I think in the movie it was a 90. You could use British. It was a 45. Maybe it wasn't 110. No, it wasn't the biggest one. There was a bigger one.
Well, they made all the way up to 50-something. 50-something by 120 was like one of the biggest cartridges they made back then.
Okay.
Okay, RL, the buy now price on that is $475. So.
See, that's $100 more than they sold for new, though.
Yeah, but you really want one. Although it doesn't have the longer barrel. I would get the one with my brother's has a long hexagonal barrel, and it just looks classic.
Yeah, that's definitely the one I want. I want the one that looks classic like that.
Well, here's a double rifle edition for $6,000.
Oh, I love the over and under doubles that come out of Europe, right? Because they're usually a 12 gauge and then a 9.7 or something like that on top, and they're made for boar hunting, right? So you fire the rifle and take the boar out, and if it charges, you got a 12 gauge with buckshot to finish it as it gets close. Although I'd much a semi-automatic.
Oh. Listen, hey Bob, listen to this. This one here that I'm looking at, it's got a 32-inch barrel. That's a long ass barrel. That'll get you out there a ways.
It's actually, and that's the thing is with the handy rifles, the surprising part is because it's a break action, even though it's got a long barrel, it's not that long. Like a 32-inch barrel on a single shot like that is no longer than a, say, something like a, maybe a Mosin Nagant without the bayonet. So it sounds like this outlandishly long barrel, but when you actually get it up on your shoulder, it's not that bad. I really like these rifles. Is what I guess is what's coming out here.
And it's $475 too, RL.
Confessions on Hatfield.
You get the longer barrel. Looks like it's pretty good shape.
So you guys, you're good at spending my money for me here. I noticed.
Hey, we're gun enablers.
I noticed that
around here.
I noticed that Alice was just like, oh, hey, you want one of these? I'll find you one, and then you can buy it and tell me all about it, and let's do a video about it. Can I shoot it? And then later when you have to sell it because you're broke because you had to buy this gun, I'll buy it for a discount. I know you, Alice.
Yeah. And later when the wife leaves me and I'm fucking stuck with that bill,
Hey, look, I promise you, if the wife leaves you, I will not be the one that buys your guns.
No, you'll just take them in trade.
No. I'll wait till she gets them into the divorce and then I'll buy them from her.
Oh my God, you sound boss hog sometimes.
Get them at a real discount. Hey, I'll give you $150 for that right now. He couldn't have paid. He couldn't have paid more than $200 for that AR.
Except for half of it will have to be the PBT stamps.
No EBT here, buddy. Nope.
And I'll be back, guys. I gotta fuel up and park this piece of shit.
All right, man.
Well, Bob, looks like it's just us for a little while. Don't you be getting frisky.
No, don't worry about it, dude. Not into you guys.
Thank God.
I'm into the ladies.
Speaking of ladies, has your lady fired your guns yet? Have you taken her out shooting?
Well, actually, no. She's always working. She's one of those workaholic people. Has to work 8 hours a day kind of thing.
Yeah, that's just annoying, ain't it?
No, it is at my age.
I'd like to find a job where I can work 2 hours a day and get as much as I make for a regular full day's work.
Well, that used to be me, basically. But I still had to work 8 hours a day, and then they always wanted me to work more. And I didn't like working more because I don't like working more than 8 hours a day. But if I didn't, they would bitch and complain.
Well, see, that's what my boss told me today. He says, look, you can work as many hours as you want to work. And I just looked at him. I said, well, I work plenty of hours right now. I don't, I can afford to pay for everything I want to buy right now. Of course, I won't be buying anything that goes bang for a while, so.
No, why not? You're caught in a felony?
No. I do two things, all right? I do YouTube and I go to work. That's the only two things I do. And neither is illegal, I don't think.
No, not yet. Although YouTube and talking about guns, that might become illegal eventually.
Well, no, it's not going to become illegal. It's just going to get you kicked off YouTube, and that's fine. If YouTube decides to kick me off for talking about guns,
yeah,
there are other ways to get your voice out there.
Well, yeah, and on the other hand, I might just look at it as like, oh, well, now I get my life back.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I can go fishing.
Yeah. Oh, damn it! I'll get my motorcycle running. I actually have to do that this year. I've decided I'm not going to drag my truck down. I'm going to bring my motorcycle. It's either going to be on a platform on the back of the camper or trailer I build. So, yeah, I'm going to be coming down this year with my RV. That's, let's see, an 1986 Ford Class C RV. Yeah, so it's basically a giant.
I thought you already had an RV.
Well, I do. This is the one I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
All right. So it's all stock, all original. So I've got to put a solar system on it and all kinds of shit like that because I want to be off grid, which I've got most of it from the other camper. I had most of that already built on the other camper, which started to fall apart. But this one's been stored inside forever. And so it's one of those, it's like a barn find. Except it's a camper.
Yeah.
It was used for 2 weeks every summer for 30 years. And otherwise it's spent in a building. Like in a big farm storage shed covered up with tarp. So it's pretty pristine.
Are you planning on doing any traveling with G-Webs this year?
You know what? Right now, I'm not quite sure. Originally we had a plan to hit some gun shows together and shit like that. But, I mean, the thing is, our schedules are just so messed up right now because I've gone through crazy shit because of my divorce, which I thought was all done with, but apparently my ex isn't done trying to torture me or whatever. But I'm hoping that this winter, this coming winter, something is like, which is a good thing. Gives me the whole summer to get the trailer ready, the RV finished. I got the motor half out of it, and then the weather went for shit this year, which it wasn't supposed to do, but it did, even though, doesn't normally do that. We didn't get our fall that we normally get here. It just got cold as shit. So, I can finish doing the motor in the van because the motorhome, because it sat for so long, the gaskets dried out, so it leaks oil. But the motor's only got 35,000 miles on it, so I have to take the motor out, put all new gaskets in it, which isn't a big deal. It's it costs about $1,000, and then put the motor back in. Unfortunately, it's a big, heavy-duty van, which means that there's no room underneath it, to unbolt the motor and stuff like that. Originally, I was just going to take the oil pan off and put a new oil pan gasket on it because it's where the majority of the leaks are coming from. But there's actually not room to do it because it's got it's an F450 basically. So it's the one beyond the 1 ton. Dual wheels, the whole, so really heavy duty chassis, which means it's, built like a tank. Kind of sucks when you're working on it, but.
What you need is a lift.
Yeah, and that's the problem, right? A lift to pick something like this up, because this is 8,000 pounds, right? What I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna basically take the front bumper, the grill, all that. Well, it's mostly off now. And then unbolt all the accessories, which are all off, and put a hoist on the engine, unbolt the engine mounts, lift the engine up. I don't know, I might take it out with the transmission. Probably will, because it's easier. And bring the motor out, put it on an engine stand, take all the covers off, put new gaskets on, because the motor runs great. Put it back together, probably do a carb rebuild on it just because it's sat for a while. Put the motor back in, bolt everything back together. Then, it's basically a 35,000 mile motor. So it's good for another, million miles. Yeah, maintain it.
You got a lot of work put into that sucker, don't you?
Yep. And I have to put a solar system on it. I actually have I got a 3,000 watt solar an inverter that'll change from 12 volt to 115. 3,000 watts should run the whole camper, right? So my air conditioning, all that kind of stuff, microwave, it'll all run off the batteries. And I have 6 deep cycle batteries like you have on a trolley motor. So, and those are just like batteries because I was buying them for trolling motors, for boats, for shit like that. I just realized one day, man, I got 6 deep cycle batteries. This camper will take. Well, my old system had 4 of them. But anyway. So it all will fit on the roof of this camper. And it still just looks like a regular camper, but I can pull up into anywhere. And the power I'm going to get during the day will keep the batteries charged. They actually put out more power than the air conditioning and everything else will pull. So I can run the air conditioning all day and still have power at night.
And once you get the solar panels during the day, you won't even have to worry about that.
Well, the thing is, during the day, I have the solar panels. Plus, I have a generator, a small generator that I could, if I had to, plug in. But, that's more to run the welder. I'm going to carry my welder with me. Because ever since I started welding shit, it's oh, this is the coolest fucking thing ever, and I can never be without one. Oh, I'm not shitting you, man. You can do anything with a welder.
Just about. Now, are you going to buy some capacitors?
No. Don't need capacitors. Those 12 volt batteries that you have for your boat, right? A deep cycle battery. If you've got 4 of those, you can run your air conditioner on your RV all fucking day. And if you've got solar panels, and you only need about 400, 500 watts of solar panel, and you can charge those batteries all day while they're being drained by the air conditioner.
No, so I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So, I mean, the power that's running the air conditioner is coming from the sun. It's perfect, right? It cancels each other out. The sun that's making it so hot is running the air conditioning, which is keeping the RV cold. And so the batteries kind of stay the same. So as long as you get a charge on them, you're good. And if you want, to actually, how much solar do you want to put on your roof? Now I'm cheap, right? So I got a bunch of cheap panels. But I mean, it was I bought some for $10 for 7 watts, right? So I bought 10 of them, right? Because there's 70 watts of power, and you just wire them all together, solder them all together, and now you've got 70 watts of solar off these 1 foot by 7 foot panels. So I'll put those on either side of the camper. I've got a 100 watt panel on the RV right now. So I'm just going to pull that off and put it on the new RV, or pull it off the old RV because it's on the old fifth wheel. I'm going to pull it off, put it on the new RV, hook that up, then wire them all together. So all that solar power goes right into the charge controller, which goes right into the batteries.
So basically, you're getting what, close to 100, 170 watts of solar power?
No, because 70, I got that 100, and then I got another 60. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah, 170. Yeah, 230. So 230 watts of solar. So at that, when you've got 6 deep cycle 12 volts, you've got there like 100 watts or whatever, or 100 million. I can't remember the term, but yeah, you've got enough that without any power coming into them, they would run for 8 hours. Now, because you have almost the same amount of power that you're using coming into them, they'll basically run indefinitely. Now, by the time that sun's gone down and you're not getting the power, you've turned the air conditioning off because it's cooling down. So you've still got a full charge in your batteries, basically.
Well, that also depends on where you would be at any particular point. I mean,
yeah,
if you're in Arizona and it's at 10 o'clock at night, it's still going to be kind of warm.
No, not really. I've never found that. No, in Arizona, like when I was in Tucson, 8 o'clock at night, that's when you go sit outside, have a beer, sit under the canopy, pet the dog who's rolling around in the dirt.
So you can't do that in South Carolina because we got these things called mosquitoes. And
no, they don't have those in Arizona. That's the freakiest thing ever. When I was in Arizona, I was like, we got no bugs here. G-Wes goes, look, no, but we got little lizards that crawl. I'm like, yeah, but you don't have like insects flying everywhere, right?
So I've seen nights when it was 85, 86 degrees, and just you get swarmed with mosquitoes and gnats and.
Oh no, we get that up here. Oh my God, up here we have mosquitoes that'll carry babies away.
Yeah, they're the size of bats around here,
Yeah. Oh yeah, same here. You ever see that Jurassic Park? See those giant dragonflies?
Yeah.
Yeah, we call those mosquitoes.
Yeah. Same here. And we got
and they're terrible. I mean, that's one of the leading causes of death for people who get lost out in the woods here in the summertime is bug bites. I mean, they will get bitten so many times that it just, it shuts their body down. They say exposure, but that's, exposure, right? They're eaten alive by insects. It's horrible. Yeah, I've been up in some areas where it's just like, you can't breathe. Every breath you're getting bugs in your mouth. The only way to do it is you have to have a net over your head. It's not good.
Over Bob's head. Something is over your head, apparently, Bob. I'm looking over on the YouTube side here.
Yeah, well, lots of stuff goes over my head.
Hey, Espada, how are you, buddy? I didn't see you come in. I was listening to Bob. And apparently, RL is out there again, so.
Oh, yeah.
So, Bob, buddy, I hate to do it, but I'm going to shut this one down.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Oh, you quitter.
Yeah, well, some of us have to work tomorrow.
I don't, but I'm retired and broken, and yeah.
Well, I'm not
got
far
done working tonight.
Yeah, well, your shift should be about done tonight, shouldn't it?
Yeah, I just parked the truck.
Yep.
I can actually talk now.
Well, you were talking earlier.
Yeah, but it's easier now. I don't got to pay attention to the road.
Well, I can leave you in here with Bob. He'll take care of you.
Oh no! Don't leave me in here with Bob.
Yeah, okay, I'm leaving now. Fuck you.
Hey, I did a whole show with Bob. It was great. Doing that interview with Bob was absolutely wonderful. I had a good time with that one. That was a good interview. And by the way, guys, for the 11 of you that's actually still watching this, I have got a new email address. It's theoutlawhatfield@gmail.com. It's really easy. It's not hard. If you can think of any people, anyone that you would like to see me interview, send me the name. Give me their information, contact information, and I'll have them on the show if I can get them. I'll ask. They can say yes or no. But you know,
what more do people need? You got me on the show right now.
You hear those crickets?
I know.
Yeah. Okay then.
Sound of silence is deafening.
Yeah. So when are you planning on getting that gun out and shooting it?
Hold on, it's loud here. What's up?
When are you planning on getting that new gun of yours out and shooting it?
I'll be sometime here. Actually, give me about 2 minutes. I'll be at my car. I can show it to you.
Cool. We would all love to see a new gun, wouldn't we, fellas? Ladies and gentlemen in my chat would just...
Might as well end your show with a little bit of gun porn. Why not?
Yeah. We can never get enough gun porn around here.
That's right. Oh.
For as long as YouTube will let us do gun porn, that is.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm always good for gun porn. I have no problem doing that.
I will look at gun porn at work, and they will walk by and say, "What the hell are you looking at?" And I say, "Porn." And then they'll be looking over my shoulder and says, "That's a gun." I said, "No kidding." I thought you were looking at women. No, I ain't looking at women. I've got a woman. She's the only one I'm going to be looking at.
I can't afford any more women. Guns I can afford, but I can't afford any more women.
Dude, I'm telling you.
One's expensive enough.
I don't know which is cheaper to feed, women or guns.
Guns.
That depends on how much shooting you do, I guess.
Hold on a second. Some stuff out around here. Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to hear a grown man cry. He's going to open his truck up, look down for his gun, and it ain't going to be there.
Nah. Nobody fucks with my car. I drive an old piece of shit Subaru. Nobody thinks there's anything of value in them. Plus, this is a secure lot, so you don't get in and out of here unless you're an employee. All right, hold on one second.
Slim says guns are better clean, women are better dirty. Yeah, no, you might have a point.
That's kind of true, I think.
Yeah. I am not going to completely disagree with you there, Slim.
Yeah, I don't think I disagree with that. Let's see what we got here. Do we have enough light to show gun porn? Hold on, let's see if I can turn my camera on.
Yeah, it's working, dude. I see you.
See me?
Well, don't you have a flashlight in your vehicle, dude?
Yeah, I do. You just gotta give me a second here.
Yeah.
Oh.
Uh-oh, I see a Ruger case. Hold on, I gotta click on you here. There we go. What's in the box?
There we gotta get this out. There she is.
Oh, that is sweet.
Yeah.
Now, are those Novak sights?
No. They said they're kind of similar to the Glock. They got the U with the single dot.
See, I don't like that.
I'll probably get changed out for night sights. The rear of it, it's hard to see in this light, but it's a real wide dovetail cut in this. So I don't know what sights it takes yet. I'm going to have to look.
Yeah, finding aftermarket sights for that right now might be a trick.
Yeah, they're adjustable. I mean, looks like they're adjustable for windage, maybe elevation. I'll have to look. They're not hard to pick up, really. I'll probably shoot it with them and see how I like it, and then go from there.
No.
Yeah, that's it right there.
How's it feel in the hand?
I like it. It points naturally. When you kind of look down the sight picture there.
Yeah, man.
It's got a decent trigger on it. I can't really set my phone up here. Hold on. Let me see if I flip the camera around to me. No, that's not it. Try this way.
You know, it's.
Oh.
I just thought about something, Ariel. It's kind of unfair that you and I are always showing off guns and stuff. When there's guys out in the chat like a Spada who lives in like California can't have them.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah.
Can't get a good spot to set my phone here. Oh, we'll have to set her down there. I have to deal with a second here so I can get some light on the situation.
Where's the seat cover when you need her?
There it is. There. Still in the packing grease, but it's not going to work. I'll have to wait till I'm going to do a video on it anyway.
Well, I'll have to watch out for that one. You want to do a complete full review?
Put out this way. It's got the slide release way back here, so it's real easy to get with my thumb. The safety, like I said, you can see this is on. It takes quite a bit to get it to go up and on. I got to get my finger actually under it, but off comes right off. So
that is a weird looking safety, man.
I know. It's just a little tiny dinghy on the side there.
Not obtrusive.
It's almost like it's an afterthought. Like I said, I seriously doubt I'm going to use it ever, but
you know what I bet they'll do?
Gauges here.
I bet they come out with a P model like they did the LC9.
Yeah.
They'll come out.
We'll show clear real quick. I mean, the slide release is real easy to get with your thumb. I mean, not the Danby on it, obviously, for the money, but the trigger pull is actually not bad. That's the trigger pull there. See if I can get a reset. So it's kind of a long reset. But it breaks pretty nice. So we'll see how it shoots.
Yeah, but I'll say they're probably going to do the same thing with that as they did with the LC9. They'll come up with a P model without the safety.
Yeah. But it comes with the box with the papers. You get 2 magazines and a trigger lock for, like I said, I paid $328 out the door, which might have been a little bit. I've seen them cheaper on like Buds, but by the time you pay the transfer fee and everything, you're probably going to be right around the same price.
Yeah.
So.
Just about.
My local shop only gotten like 3 of them in, and I got the first one. So.
Well, when I bought that Ruger,
I put this on layaway about a month and a half ago.
When I bought the Ruger, they said that was the first one of those 7-shots they'd seen.
Yeah.
So, and I ordered it from Who did I order that from? Sportsman's Guide.
Oh, okay. I've never bought a gun off of Sportsman's Guide. I've seen a couple on there, but
You know, here lately I have been ordering from a lot of different places. Tombstone I've ordered from. Grab a gun. I love Grab a Gun. Some people claim that the customer service sucks. I have never had an issue with them personally. If I ever do, I will let you guys know. But as of right now, their customer service has been top notch. Who else? I have used Buds. The
I've
only
used
issue
Buds.
the only issue I've ever had with Buds was at one point in time it took them quite a while to get something I'd ordered shipped out, but when it got to me, it was exactly what I wanted. So, let's see, who else do I use? Sportsman's Outdoor Superstore. I use them.
I've ordered stuff from them before, but I've never ordered a gun.
Um,
I think I've ordered some AR parts from them before.
Optics Planet, but I'm sure everybody uses Optics Planet.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever ordered from there, actually. I've been on the site.
Let's see, who else? Now there are a few that I have never dealt with at all. Cheaper Than Dirt. I've never ordered anything from them. I've never ordered anything from Brownells.
I've ordered magazines from Brownells before. That's about it.
I did buy an AR upper from Palmetto State.
I've ordered quite a few things from there.
Yeah, but it's just.
I bought one of their uppers, and I have a Palmetto. I've used their lower build kits. I have one of their the 9mm Glock mag lowers sitting there waiting to be built out.
I found out something I did not know about Palmetto. They make an in-house 1911.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, I wonder if they're any good. I've never looked up at a review for any of them.
I remember reading somewhere. I forget who makes their frames. I can't remember now. You can buy just a frame from them also if you want to build. Like you can buy a bare frame and a bare slide. I've thought about that. One of these days I am going to build a 1911 actually, but
I don't know. I got a feeling building a 1911 would be a little bit more difficult than putting together an AR.
Well, yeah, there's an AR is like an adult erector set, You just snap it together, whereas the 1911 actually takes some smithing work to get the run right.
Yeah, and you've got to do some filing and.
Especially depending on the parts. Like if you order Wilson Combat parts, stuff like that, they actually come slightly oversized and you file them down to fit. You know what I mean?
And see, that's my problem. I'd be scared to death I'd take too much off and then be really screwed.
That's what you don't want to do, yes. Yeah. You spend some time, you got to move nothing fast. You got to move a little bit at a time. Take a little off with the stone, fit, see how the fit is, take a little off with the stone. When you first get everything fit, then you want to function check it. Then you got to tear it all back apart if you need to take a little more off. Kind of tedious work.
But. Yeah. And then filing the edges so you get them rounded like you want them. And it's just, yeah, I'd say that would be that'd be a build.
Yep.
It'd also be a build on patience.
I work on quite a few guns, but
See,
I don't know. That's just something. I've had 1911s completely detail stripped before and put them back together a lot of times, so I know how to put one together. I know how to do trigger work and stuff on them. Just starting from scratch is kind of that daunting thing,
Yeah, but I'm on the Palmetto site now. Yeah, they've got Blim 1911s for Lord $599.99.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the only thing though. For $600, there's a lot of options out there that are proven designs in a 1911. You know, you're into almost any Rock Island for that money. Really.
Oh yeah.
You're just about into the Rugers for that amount of money.
Well, see, I own one of the Ruger 1911s.
Yeah, they're a pretty decent 1911 for the money, really.
Yeah, I ain't never had a complaint.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, add another 100 and a quarter to that, and you're into a base model Colt, you know?
Well, see, here's the thing, man. When it comes to a 1911, I need it to do one thing and one thing only: shoot.
Yep.
That's it. I need it to shoot. And if I do my part, if it shoots, it's going to be good.
It's all in what you want. I think the cheapest one I have, I paid like $350 for used, all the way up to about 1,200 is probably my most expensive one.
Well, back before
maybe 1,100. I didn't pay that for it, but I don't know what a Gold Cup goes for now.
Back before Springfield went stupid last year, year before, whenever it was, I would have loved to have owned a TRP.
Oh yeah,
but I wanted the Pro model. I will never own that gun.
No. See, I'm going. If you're going to spend the money for a TRP Pro, look at a Dan Wesson.
Yeah.
That's the next one I buy. If I buy another 1911, is probably I'm leaning towards buying a Dan Wesson.
I was actually looking at one of their revolvers the other day.
They're nice. They're pricey.
Yes, they are. That's hitting up there in the real expensive territory.
Some of them was. I've seen some of them up around 1,700 for one of their 357s. I just can't justify that for what they are.
Neither can I.
I mean, when you're looking at like a 6.8, you can get into a 686 freaking custom shop revolver for that, you know?
Hey, I wasn't going to pay Smith & Wesson's price either. That's why I got the Ruger.
Well, some of the Rugers are, I mean, I want a 44 mag that's easily carryable. So I've been going back and forth between the 629 Deluxe, the 3-inch model, and not the Super Blackhawk, the regular Blackhawk backpacker model. Those two, and the Ruger is actually more expensive than the Smith. Not by a lot, but it's more. I think the Smith runs just right around 800, and the Ruger's like around 830.
Yeah, well, here's your Dan Wesson 1911 for $1,757.27.
Well, it depends on which one you're looking at. They make about 15 different models.
Oh yeah, I know. I think this is like their base model.
No, their base models are around 13, 14. I mean, you can get up even more than that.
Yeah. Here's a Pointman for 13. Yeah.
Yep, Pointman. Yep. I mean, you can get up even more than that. You get up into their match models, and you're getting up into $2,000 territory there.
I don't like the Bob 1911s though. I don't know why.
I don't know. Theirs looks pretty decent. Their V-Bob they have. I don't know. I've never held one of the bobbed ones. I've never shot one, so it's hard for me to say.
Dan Wesson 10 millimeter 6-inch 8 round 1911.
Oh, the Bruin.
Yeah.
That's probably around 17.
Try going up about $250.
Are they up around? They're up in the $2,000 mark. Okay.
Yeah.
The best deal in a 10 millimeter 1911 right now is the Ruger. I can get the Ruger from my local shop for less than $800.
There you go.
I think he wanted $779 out the door for the 10mm Ruger.
Now, does Kimber make a 10 millimeter?
Yes.
I was wondering about that.
Yeah. I'll probably get. You might get some hate mail from this, but I don't like Kimbers. For what you pay for a Kimber, there's a lot better options out there.
Oh yeah, of course.
I mean, if you want something a little more customized to Dan Wesson's, the way to go. And if you want something that's just going to run good, Ruger or the Colt are going to come in a few $100 cheaper for the same gun,
Or the Smith.
Or the Smith. Smith makes the E-series are nice.
Mm.
Or even the SIG. SIG makes a decent 1911 for that price range.
Yep.
The Smith and the SIGs take some flack for having the external extractor.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. The SIGs all have the external extractor, and some people just are completely against that.
Yep.
To me, it's no big deal. I mean, the Ruger don't have one, but I wouldn't mind owning one of the SIGs.
SIGs run. It is what it is. I guess from a purist standpoint, it's not the original design, but I mean, it's still a nice gun.
Oh yeah. Well, see, I have this dream of eventually one day owning 2 of everything SIG makes.
Ah.
Yeah.
Well, see, now if you want to get into the 10 millimeter, look up a 220 in 10 millimeter.
Yep, there you go.
The SIG 220 in 10 millimeter actually is not a bad deal. They're right around 1100 last I looked.
I was actually thinking about getting a 320 and a 357 SIG. Yeah, I know.
I don't care for the 320, and I don't care for the. It's me. Not big on expensive proprietary
There's
parts.
Something about that round that I love. I don't know what it is. I've never had one. I think it's just the concept behind it and the fact that in every test I've ever read or watched a video on when it comes to penetration with that round, it's freaking awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Hard barrier penetration is amazing with that gun, or that round.
You also got to worry about over penetration with that round too.
Huh?
Same with 10 millimeter. If you're going to carry 10 millimeter.
Well, as fast as that little sucker's moving, you would figure if you've got decent ammunition, it should do the trick and stop the round before it, exits the body. So, but of course, that also depends on where you hit them and angle and everything else.
That's true. No, I carry 357 Magnum too. I mean, you're dealing with even slightly more velocity there, but.
Yeah, and a 357 Magnum hits harder than a 357 SIG, a lot harder.
Yeah.
So, and if you're not worrying about over penetration with the 357 Magnum, I wouldn't be too concerned with a 357 SIG.
Yeah, I bought my 357 Magnum back when there was a big test back in the 90s they had out, like for stopping, basically for stopping power statistics. I can't remember the name of the study, but it studied all kinds of different defensive rounds. And I'm sure things are different now because the ammunition technology has changed a lot in the last 20 years. But that's what led me to 357 was the number one stopper. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, when I was a kid, that's all you heard about was
Yep.
you want to stop somebody. The gun you went with was a 357 Magnum. Period.
Yep. So my first carry gun I bought was the Ruger GP100 and 357 Magnum.
And you know what? It's still not a bad choice today.
I still carry it sometimes, but
you know, and people talk about intimidation factors when when somebody pulls a wheel gun up on you and you're looking down that big ass hole. Just that's just instant intimidation right there.
It's the same of a 1911 with that 45 caliber hole.
Yeah. Sure, your gun might have 15, 17 rounds. I'm only going to need one if I hit you. If mine connects, I'm only going to need the one.
I'm getting around here. I think I'm going to actually build out my 9mm here pretty soon. So I'll have that up and running. I'm building a 9mm AR pistol here. I've had that lower sitting around for like a year now, and I haven't done anything with it. I think it's about time to work on that.
I am still trying to convince myself that buying that Pac 9's a bad idea.
What is it?
That Chippewa Pac 9.
The little AK looking 9mm.
Yep.
Yep.
I want that some bitch, and I just keep talking myself out of it.
They're not expensive either.
No, they're not expensive, and the reviews I read on them have been outstanding.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can do this. I know I can get the gun. I know I can afford the gun. But I'm trying to hold off on spending the money right now. But if I wait too long, something might happen. I might not be able to get one at all.
Now, is the rear trunnion on those? Can you mount a brace on those?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You can buy a brace for them, and I would if I bought it.
I wasn't sure about the rear trunnion, how that was designed on those, or if you had to change out the rear trunnion to more AK style trunnion.
Nope, it's already set up for it. All you got to do is put it on there. And if I bought one, I would definitely be putting the brace on it.
Yep.
And now that it has been decided that you can shoulder a brace and it don't change it to a rifle.
Yeah.
Well,
what we all need to do is make a video and send it to the ATF and ask again. Are you really, really, really sure that we can shoulder this?
Yeah.
That's the stupidest thing ever.
It's just another one of those idiotic gun laws that's out there that makes absolutely no sense whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's like that Mossberg Shockwave.
Oh God, yeah.
It's a sawed-off shotgun with a pistol grip, dude. That's all it is.
Yep.
It's a sawed-off shotgun with a pistol grip. But because Mossberg or Remington did something a little bit different, it's now considered any other weapon. Quotation marks there.
At PA, there was a debate on whether that was even legal in PA for a while. They're selling them here now, but it's still, by the way our laws read, that might be one of the few guns that's not legal. Cause I know the Serbu Super Shorty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Little tiny 3-shot friggin' pump. They're not legal. That's one of the very few guns you can't own in PA because of some weird law we have about short shotguns.
I don't know, man.
Well, I'm sorry, you could own it, but I think it would have to be. It has to be done through the NFA. You'd have to get it as an AOW. So, we get questions. I just answered somebody. That's like the whole build. If you're building an SBR, or if you're building an AR pistol, if you buy an AR lower as a stripped lower, you can build an AR pistol. But if you build it as a rifle first, you can't make it into a pistol.
But you can make it from a pistol. But you can take a pistol and turn it into a rifle. But you can't take it back the other way after you do it.
Right. You can't go back to a pistol once you go to a rifle.
Yeah.
Then you'd have to go to an SBR.
Yeah, and doesn't that just make you want to pull your hair out?
That's the most convoluted shit. Number one, what I usually tell people is, how is anybody going to fucking know if you ever build it as a rifle first and then changed it? But by the letter of the law, if you build it as a rifle, it's a rifle forever unless you get a tax stamp.
Well, do you know how many people has probably taken one of those, put a longer barrel on it, turned it into a rifle, and decided, okay, I want it to be a pistol, and just change it back?
Oh,
yeah. Yeah.
They just committed a felony by doing it, too.
Yeah, they did, and they're probably not even aware of the fact that they committed a felony.
Mm-hmm.
It's like those wonderful videos of all these people destroying their ARs by cutting the barrels down.
Oh, yeah, that was hilarious. A chick made an illegal SBR.
You have lost your damn mind, woman. Could you imagine the FBI or, ATF knocking on her door the next day? Excuse me, where's that rifle that you cut yesterday? Well,
the ATF actually said they were going to look into it.
As of right now, you are a felon. Congratulations. You didn't want your guns? Now you can't have them.
Yep.
So I guess she accomplished her goal.
Yep. Looks like when I was talking about national reciprocity with people as a truck driver, you know how fucking confusing that shit can get if you try and carry? You got to know every single state that you're going through's laws on carry.
Yeah, and your company you're driving for's laws.
Right. Yeah, well, the company I drive for, I'd be fired if I carried in the truck.
Do you know how stupid that is?
Yep. Doesn't matter if I'm legal or not, I'd be fired.
Yeah, well,
because I can be legal. I have PA carry permit and a Florida carry permit, so I'm legal in like 36 states or 38 states, something like that. Yeah.
It's so stupid. I mean, it's.
We vacation in Delaware at the beach. We're about 1.5 miles from Maryland where we vacation. Okay, so when I leave PA, I'm not legal to carry in Delaware on my PA permit because they don't recognize it. But they do recognize my Florida permit, so I can carry in Delaware under my Florida permit. Now, if I fish on the beach and I happen to stray too far up the beach, I can go from legal to carry in Delaware to a felon in Maryland in less than a mile.
And this is where national reciprocity would come in very handy.
Yes.
And, I was hoping that last year Trump would get that in, sign it, and it'd be done with. And he ain't. They can't even get it out of the assembly right now, can they?
Oh, no, it's dead. That bill's dead. That's dead unless they try and bring it up next year. It never made it out. Well, it made it through a House vote. It passed the House, but it was dead on arrival in the Senate. Democrats all voted lockstep in the Senate, so it was going to be filibustered anyway. Then they added 6 nicks to it, which basically killed both bills.
Yeah, well.
Which that was done on purpose to kill
They got their
Nick.
fixed Nicks thing in, so.
Well, the problem with it, everybody was pissed about that, but the problem with that is they did that on purpose because if they wouldn't have done that, national reciprocity would have not passed the Senate, but fixed Nicks would have. So they actually were smart, the guys in the committee, to attach the two to each other because it killed the fixed Nicks bill. Now, if the Democrats wanted their fixed Nicks bill and the freaking rhinos we have in there, they would have had to vote in national reciprocity also. It was done on purpose that way to kill the fixed Nicks bill, basically.
Yeah, I know that, but now they've got their fixed Nicks anyway.
Yeah, they're going to get it anyway now. Like, if they would have got it if they were separate bills, that's what people weren't getting. And the problem is we didn't have enough. I deal with it all the time. You get too many fucking absolutists that national reciprocity wasn't good enough. We won't support that because it's not, national constitutional carry. You should, it's like standing there screaming shall not be infringed all the time. No offense to Night Strike, but you don't get constitutional carry unless you start with national reciprocity. There has to be an in-between measure there,
Yep, I agree.
No state has ever enacted constitutional carry went from may issue to constitutional carry. They all went to shall issue first. I mean, there's a stepping stone in there.
And that's have you ever watched any of those videos from Florida Gun Supply?
What is it?
Florida Gun Supply.
No.
They put out videos every once in a blue moon, and the guy that runs it, his name's Andy something or other. I can't remember his last name. Begins with an H. And he owns this gun store, and he does free CCW classes in the state of Florida.
Oh, okay.
And where most people are paying $100 a head, he's doing free just to get people armed and out and And I was like, that's a guy that's got the right idea.
Yep.
Anybody with any sense knows that when you pay to take a concealed carry class, all you're doing is paying a tax on one of your rights. That's all
exactly.
it is.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
Yep.
You should not have to pay a tax on a right. You don't have to pay a tax to use your First Amendment. You can say anything you want to say, but you have to pay a tax to use the second.
That's true.
And I honestly think that's an argument that we need to start using more often. Because that's the one you don't ever hear anybody talk about. Why are we forced to pay this tax?
Excuse me. PA, it's not bad. The carry permit in PA is $20. I pay $20 every 5 years.
Yeah, but first you have to take the class.
There's no class in PA.
Oh well.
It's $20. $20, and you got to pass a background check from the sheriff.
Do they do out of state?
Yeah. Yep.
I might have to look into that one.
But you'd have to apply. You have to apply in person. So
Oh well.
You'd have to be in PA. But if you're in PA, depending on which county you're in, a good chunk of the counties issue same day. They're on the spot. So, like if you're in PA for one day, you should be able to get a permit somewhere.
That's not a bad deal, though, really.
Like my county issues. The last time I went in the beginning of December to renew my carry permit at my county, and it took me longer to go through the firearms check at the courthouse than to renew my carry permit. PA has a law you can't carry in a courthouse, but the courthouse has to provide lockers for you to secure your firearm. So when you go through a courthouse in PA, you got to go to security and tell them you have a firearm, and then they take you over to a little set of lockers and give you a key, and you open the locker, take your gun off, lock it up, go do your business, come out and get your gun. So the process to check my firearm was longer than the actual renewal of my carry permit.
That's the way to do it.
Yep. Now, Florida, actually, when I got my Florida permit, that's a lot more involved and a lot more expensive. It's around $100 for the actual permit in Florida. I think it's a hair more than 100. It's been a couple of years since I did it. But I used just a basic pistol, like an NRA basic pistol class. I've actually had more, but that was the certificate I sent for my proof of training, and they accepted that. They'll accept some other training classes too. It has to be a training class. Or they'll take your DD-214 actually too. So if you're retired from the military or former military, if you send them your DD-214, a copy of that, they'll take that as proof of training. Which is funny because that is not how many military members are actually trained for a pistol. You know what I mean?
Not many.
Yeah, I always thought that was funny that they'll take a DD-214. I know very few people that ever got qualified with a handgun. You know.
Yeah. Well, partner, I am going to call this one quits. I got to get some sleep.
Alrighty, bud.
Yeah. Thanks for keeping me company tonight.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. And thanks for everybody that's still out there watching. There's 6 of them. God bless your little hearts.
Well, still out there. What the hell?
Yeah, there's still 6 people watching. They're the diehards. And guys, I appreciate every single one of you. And I appreciate everyone that's going to watch this later. Guys, remember, I should be back Monday night at 11 for my regular show. Probably, maybe, possibly might get on another one of these before then. Maybe tomorrow night, maybe Sunday night. Oh, no, it won't be Sunday night because Sunday night will be the closer with Midnight Range. So
yeah, and he jacks everybody. He killed my Sunday night show.
well, I might jump in on his if he sends me an invite. So.
I've thought about it, but I'm not PG-13 enough.
Yeah, neither am I. Neither am I. Anyway, folks, y'all have a good night, and we shall talk to y'all later.
Later, Hatfield.
Take care, bub.